Tennis podcast. Nick.
I'm Brandon. You sound depressed or weak.
I'm weak.
Why are you weak?
I've been willing myself to get on the phone with you all day here, and I have no energy left.
Rally. You need to get your pep up.
Okay.
Because it's a day for celebration.
Why is that?
Today is National Hamburger Day.
Oh, shit.
We're recording this on September 18th, year of our Lord 2019, and it's National Hamburger Day. And to celebrate, because I know you always celebrate National Hamburger Day.
How many hamburgers have you had today, Brandon? 6 or 7?
I actually, we'll talk about it later, but I actually did eat a few bites of a burger today as research.
You fucking animal.
Research for today's episode where we're talking about the largest fast food chains in the world.
We've already done this one.
No, we haven't. We've done the largest restaurant chains. These are specifically...
But they were all fast food.
This isn't the same list.
Okay.
It's the largest fast food restaurant chains.
Based on?
Number of locations.
Okay. Because when I did mine, I want to say it was episode 3. God, we were just babies back then, Brandon.
I went and looked.
Okay. Because when I did mine, it was the largest based on annual sales. So dollars. And yours is based on number of locations. Okay.
Right. We're working with a different list, and with a different list, Brandon's bullets.
Great. What is your source?
This is from Wikipedia.
You and fucking Wikipedia. Why don't you just get goddamn married already to Wikipedia?
Wikipedia puts together all the self-reported numbers of locations. So, for instance, Arby's is from Arby's.
Okay.
And Sonic is provided from Sonic.
I'm with you. Why don't you... There might be some people who are listening to us for the first time, and I introduced myself at the front. Remember, I said...
Yeah, you forgot to do all the rest.
Yeah, so what's your name over there?
I already said that. I'm Brandon.
Are you sure?
And the Tennis podcast is a thing where every week one of us is bringing a top 10 list. Maybe it's 10. Maybe it's not 10. Maybe it's more than 10. Today, there's a whole shitload more than 10.
Wow.
And the other one of us didn't bring anything. And they're going to try to guess the list. They are acting as a surrogate for you at home, the listener.
God, you and the surrogate. It's always the surrogate shit with you.
You're the adjunct. You're the representative, the avatar for the listener.
And I can't wait for avatars 2 through 6. It's been fucking 10 years now since the first one.
It doesn't excite or interest me at all.
Well, I'm ready to sink my teeth into this list today.
In celebration of National Hamburger Day. Do you have any ideas about which ones definitely did not crack the top 10?
So this is specifically fast food by number of locations. How do you define fast food, Brandon? Tell the folks at home, what is fast food?
If it's not indicated by the name, it's food that you get fast, usually through the drive-thru. It's a quick service restaurant.
I take issue with that because you don't have to go to the drive-thru. You can go to Burger King and sit inside the lounge area to enjoy your burger.
Right, but they don't have table service.
Well,
you gotta go get your own stuff. That's the difference between that and like a...
I'm my own man. I don't need to be waited on like a royal king. I can just be an everyman and enjoy my Whopper with extra cheese sitting in a booth.
Well, you can have it your way at your local fast food restaurant. So tell me which ones are not in the top 10, for sure.
Bojangles.
Bojangles is not in the top 10. I had never heard of Bojangles before. I just...
Nailed it.
Was looking at it. It has over 600 locations. It's tied for 82nd place on this list. With Culver's, Moe's Southwestern Grill, the Canadian Pizza, Qdoba, Rita's Italian Ice, and Smoothie King.
How many locations did you say for Bojangles?
A little over 600.
Well, my Bojangles have been in over 600 locations too, am I right?
Are your Bojangles your privates?
Bob Evans.
No, Bob Evans is not in the top 10. I didn't see Bob Evans on this list.
Do you want to just close the book on this, since I obviously know them all already?
But listen.
What? All right.
Where do you guess there are more of? Captain D's or CC's Pizza?
First of all, it's Captain D's, like Captain Crunch, isn't it?
It's spelled like Captain.
What was the other one? CC's?
Or CC's Pizza.
I'm going to say there's more Captain D's out there.
Well, see, I wouldn't have guessed that. I never see a Captain D's.
You can't fool me today, Brandon. I'm unstoppable.
There's 20 more Captain D's than there are CC's Pizza. Now, do you think there's more Captain D's or CC's Pizzas or Chuck E. Cheese? Which has more locations?
Captain D's still.
Chuck E. Cheese has more than both of them.
That's what I meant. That's what I said, Chuck E. Cheese. You misheard me.
No, you don't know shit about restaurants.
This is global, right?
This is global.
Okay.
But America loves fast food, so they've got quite the footprint here, quite the butt print in America.
We haven't talked about butts enough lately. We got to make up for it today.
This is a good segue into butts. Let's get down to it. Tell me, largest fast food chains in the world by the number of locations.
I'm going to go with a hot take here right at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess that most of our listeners would say McDonald's has got to be number one.
Right.
And I think McDonald's was number one in largest chains by dollars.
Right.
But I'm going to guess McDonald's is in the top 10, but not number one.
You're right. McDonald's is not number one.
It's
What number is McDonald's?
It's in the top 5.
It's 2.
I knew it.
McDonald's is number 2 on the list as the second largest number of locations, 37,855 locations around the world.
That's it?
McDonald's was founded in 1955 is when Ray Kroc, Michael Keaton, purchased the chain from the McDonald brothers. And now they serve more than 69 million customers daily.
More like the McSuckered brothers, am I right?
In over 100 countries. I didn't see that movie. Was it good?
I mean, it's good, but not life-changing.
He's a butthole, right?
I can't say anything mean about Michael Keaton.
No, you can't. If you do, I'll fight you.
Hell of an ass on him, too.
He said the line in that movie, I think in the trailer, he says something like, I'm not in the restaurant business, I'm in the real estate business, right?
I think he says something like, I'm in the pole dancing business.
I'm just in the butt business. Well, listen, he did say that. He said, I'm in the real estate business.
Well, how do you know if you never saw it? Huh?
Well, because it was in the trailer.
You are unreliable as shit.
It was in all the sizzle reels. McDonald's owns all the land that its restaurants are situated on. Did you know that?
Well, I saw the movie, so yes.
Well, okay, so that was I didn't know that. I guess I should have seen the movie. So they own all that land. It's worth $18 billion around the world. That's just their property holdings. And that's where a significant portion of their revenue comes from, is from rental payments from the franchisees. So I finally figured out what he meant. He's in the real estate business. But you got to have a tasty burger.
That's a tasty burger.
It's a tasty burger driving all of this. You know, McDonald's is the largest private operator of playgrounds in the United States.
I didn't know that, but it's not like that surprising.
They are some sticky fucking playgrounds.
What's your opinion on the food at McDonald's, Brandon?
It's a love-hate relationship. I love it, and I hate myself because of it. I can't help it. It's a bunch of salt and fat, and those things taste good.
Here's what I want to say about McDonald's.
Sing it, brother.
I feel like McDonald's, justifiably, I guess, gets a bad rap. However, of all the fast food places that I occasionally visit, I'll say McDonald's is pretty consistently the cleanest inside. Maybe not the playground area, but just like the seating area is usually pretty clean.
It's all right, yeah.
The food quality is usually reasonably close to the pictures on the menu. I don't know, so that's all. That's my defense of McDonald's. As
we go through this list, let's maybe offer some defenses or rate them on their cleanliness.
Okay.
Actually, I'd give McDonald's sounds like a little lower. I don't go in very much. When I go in and it's an emergency, it's because someone's going to shit their pants or...
You?
Yeah, it's usually just because someone's going to shit their pants.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why I equate McDonald's with... a bowl sprayed with feces, right?
Oh my god! Why do you have to be so graphic? Nobody wants to hear that.
Sprayed. So listen, this month, McDonald's purchased an artificial intelligence startup called Apprente, specifically to replace the human servers in the drive-thru with speaking robots.
Hey, I'm on board with that.
Well, I mean, I am too, from a practical standpoint. It annoys me to no end when you pull up and they say like, you know, can I get for you? And you slowly and clearly start telling them the things that you would like to pay for. And then after that, they cut in like you just interrupted them playing a video game. And they're like, wait, what? Okay, hold on a second. I got the first part where you said I want, and I stopped listening. Can you slow down? Slow down, I'm not a robot.
Well, not yet. My reason for being happy with the robots is based solely and exclusively on the fact that it's one less person that has the opportunity to spit in my food before I get it.
They're developing a robot that can spit. It just goes down. There's a little thing that comes down over the grill and just it very efficiently spits onto all the patties.
But maybe the spit can just be like the Big Mac secret sauce. And then it's like, okay, spit all over it. But my biggest concern with eating out, and especially at fast food, is just even if you're a nice person, because I'm like unrealistically nice to every fast food server for this reason. I don't want my food to be messed with.
You've treated every fast food worker you've ever encountered better than me.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I regret nothing. But it's all because I want to avoid my food being fucked with. And even if you're nice to these people, sometimes you got these stupid little teenagers in there that are still going to fuck with it anyway, just because they think it's funny.
Hey, man, go fart in this nice guy's burger.
That's right. You know it's happened.
They pull the bun up and gently fart underneath and then put the bun back down.
There's nothing gentle about it.
And then you're just smiling and eating away. I would never do that to a nice guy.
Yeah. But by the way, one last thing on fast food preparation is if you're a fast food company and you don't require your employees, your food preparers to wear gloves, just get the fuck out of here and unsubscribe from this show, because they need to wear gloves at all times, a fresh pair of gloves for every order. And the people that are handling the money should not also be handling the food. There you go. Sorry. Yeah. This is a sticking point for me. You know me. I'm a bit of a germaphobe.
You know that there are people who get their rocks off on sticking dollar bills or $20 bills into their crack, and then they just put them back into circulation.
And then that person, the guy that's raising the dollar bill to look at it through the light, since he's a fucking counterfeit expert, that's the cashier, puts it back.
This one's got a pube in it.
Scratches his own asshole on his way to go put the food together. I think Wendy's is guilty of this shit. But Wendy's is my next guess, unless you have more facts on McDonald's.
No, Wendy's is not in the top 10. Wendy's is number 12 on the list with 6,490 locations. And their mascot is Wendy, the little redheaded girl.
Thanks.
I forgot I was mentioning mascots when they had one. So McDonald's mascot, as everyone knows, is Ronald McDonald, the flesh-eating clown.
Star of the new hit movie It, Chapter 2.
Yeah, he looks like Pennywise. His mouth is smeared with red, so thick around it. It has always made me think since a kid that his face was either smeared with ketchup or blood.
Well, if you're a kid, why not just go with ketchup? Just to make that assumption and go with it.
I knew what was cooler.
Okay.
No Wendy's in the top 10.
Well, you mentioned McDonald's had 37,000 plus locations, and Wendy's is number 12. Not that far behind number 2, considering all the fast food options out there. And it only has 6,000. That's a huge difference.
Yeah, there are some huge jumps in here.
Okay, Sonic.
Sonic is not in the top 10. Sonic Drive-In is number 20 on the list.
I've been fucking with you to test you.
All right.
Are we considering like Starbucks? Is that?
Starbucks is on the list.
Okay, because Starbucks is going to be like 1, 3, or 4.
Which do you guess?
3.
It is number 3.
I knew it.
Starbucks is the third largest franchise fast food restaurant in the world with 30,000 locations. And it was founded in Seattle, 1971.
Hang on, are you sure that's right? I thought it was founded in Coweta, Oklahoma in 2002. No? Okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know it's from Seattle. Seattle is like a coffee place. Did you know the logo of the mermaid with the 2 tails that used to show her bare breasts and nipples?
Yeah, that's why we have all these school shootings, because of shit like that, because we're getting away from God by allowing this 2-tailed fictional mermaid to have breasts on display.
To flaunt her fishy boobies all over our beverage holders.
I mean, we deserve everything we've gotten.
I wish they would bring that logo back. In doing the research for this, I got to look at a lot of original or retro old versions of
fish boobs
of their logos. And I think that logo design used to be more interesting. It used to be more, it just looked better. Everything is a little bit more hermetic now.
Used to be sexier.
A little, well, definitely the Starbucks logo used to have a little something more for your eyes.
After enjoying your coffee, you got to enjoy yourself. Am I right?
You don't really drink coffee, do you?
Well, thanks for exposing one of my deepest, darkest secrets for the world, but yes.
No, you're vulnerable. Now, what do you get at Starbucks if you get anything?
Hot chocolate.
A hot chocolate. Well, I guess that's hard to mess up a hot chocolate. But Starbucks is frequently criticized, and I agree with this criticism, that they over-roast their beans. Their shit tastes burnt, and it tastes like it's burnt, and then they have to cover it up with sugar and milk. Well, it's gross. I'm sorry. There you go, Starbucks. I don't like your coffee.
Really sorry to everyone who's had 2 burnt up beans in their coffee from Starbucks. You have my sincere condolences.
Let's move on from Starbucks because it's not that interesting. You got number 2, number 3.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell is not in the top 10.
It's 11 then.
It's number 11.
I fucking knew it.
Got 7,000 locations. You will be shocked at what number 10 is at the chain that has more locations than Taco Bell.
KFC.
KFC does technically have more locations, but I'm not shocked.
It's 8.
No, it's number 4.
Knew it. That's a divisible of 8 or whatever the hell.
A multiple of 8?
Yeah, that's what I said.
It has 20,404 locations KFC does worldwide. Now, KFC, that stands for Kentucky Fried Chicken. They don't want you to think about fried chicken anymore, and they don't want you to think about Kentucky.
No, who does?
Those are things that are deemed unpleasant to think about now. So they just want you to think about the letters K, F, and C.
Yep.
And they're in 136 countries, including...
Egypt.
Yeah, including right across the street from the pyramids in Cairo. It's part of the landscape now.
All you needed to do to prepare for today's episode was to just listen to all my fucking notes from episode 3. And I did all the work for you already.
Because I got more than that.
Okay.
It was founded by Colonel Harland Sanders.
Of course.
He's still their mascot. Of all the mascots, he's the one that disturbs me the most.
He's got to be the stinkiest too.
Because he is from he's from the antebellum era.
Well, so I don't ever eat KFC.
Uh-huh.
And historically, their commercials have always sucked. However, I do like the new trend where they have like a different celebrity as the Colonel in every commercial.
Yeah.
That's kind of cute.
It is kind of cute. You don't like their chicken?
It's not that I don't like their chicken, but there's better chicken out. Well, I don't even know. I just haven't had it in so long to have an opinion. But if I want chicken, I'll go to,
Popeyes?
Chicken Hut.
Wait, where do you go for fried chicken?
Chick-fil-A would be my favorite.
They don't have it on the bone. Or do you eat it off of the bone?
No, because I'm not a fucking caveman.
You don't like to eat chicken?
No.
Do you judge others who would eat a chicken leg?
I don't judge others except for you, but I do not like bone chicken. I always get boneless.
You don't like to strip the flesh from the bone with your teeth?
No, because inevitably you're going to get some fucking tiny ass little bone chips in your mouth, and it's disgusting.
No, that's what floss is for. So if you were going to get something at KFC, what would you get then?
Mashed potatoes.
Oh. They have like a chicken finger. You just get the finger of the chicken.
Sure, yeah, I know. You know the best part of the chicken finger?
The fingernail?
They're good ticklers.
Oh, because they're a little bit wobbly. The Colonel? No, fuck that bullet point.
What? It's your own bullet point.
Well, I can't remember. I got to KFC last night when it was kind of late and I was tired. And
and what did you order there?
No. I mean, I got to that in my research last night.
Okay. After going there. Okay.
I wrote down, I can't remember in reference to what, but I wrote down, challenged the hamburger.
But I like how you were just so violently disgusted with your own bullet point. Fuck that bullet point.
Well, I don't know what it means now. In some way, the Colonel challenged the hamburger.
Well, I think the Colonel...
The hamburger won.
But the hamburger was like always the go-to fast food item. And the fried chicken, I think... I'm no expert, but I think it was kind of the first big challenger to the hamburger, and hamburger wins. I'd take a burger over a chicken, but...
They're like, they can understand the assembly line process of throwing a burger together, but they're like, how the fuck can you fry me up a chicken in a 20-foot drive?
Or just after you order there. But, we start... In McDonald's, we were talking about the cleanliness of the restaurant.
Yeah.
KFC just feels to me like one of the ickier in the top 10, probably. I feel like everybody there doesn't give a shit. It's like it was their last choice on the fast food list of options to work at. Is it just me?
The one that was near my high school growing up, I only went into a couple times. But every time I went in, the floor was slippery. It wasn't wet, but it was like it had a fine layer of grease on it at all times. And you could basically like skate from your booth up to the counter to get your food and then slide right back.
That is fucking terrible. I'm going to be sick.
They have 11 herbs and spices on their chicken. Have you ever eaten their chicken? Because I wanted to find out whether you prefer original or extra crispy.
Well, I can tell you it's probably original. But I gotta say, 11 herbs and spices, they could tell me there's fucking 900 herbs and spices, and I would never check or ever give a shit. Would you ever give a shit how many herbs and spices there are on a chicken?
900 seems excessive. That seems like a bucket of herbs and spice with a piece of chicken at the bottom.
Was KFC the one where they found...
They started the bucket.
Yeah,
you know what you need to carry all your food, you fat ass? A bucket. Here, it's got red and white stripes. Now it's fun.
But was Chick-fil-A the one where they found like a fried rat or something?
I think they fry rats all the time, man.
How does that get by? It's because of the employees. It's just such a low effort. Like they're not even paying attention to what they're doing. Oh, here's another fucking like shape in the fried chicken like bag.
Yeah, well, a rat gets in the fryer. What's the solution? Turn off the fryer, drain all the fat. Like you have to hire the oil people to come out and
the oil people.
There are when you
fucking Chevron.
No, there's when you dispose of fryer oil and grease and stuff at a restaurant. There's a service that has to come pick it up. You can't just throw it away or rinse it down the drain.
You can repurpose it. Am I right?
Well, anyway, you got to call all those fuckers. No, it's just easier to just fucking cook the rat. Let's move on with our lives.
but you don't move on with your lives. You
move on. Other people might not.
But, okay.
They might get stopped dead in their track.
How much would it take to eat a freshly fried rat, Brandon? The whole thing.
Oh, like its bones?
Okay, well, you don't have to eat the bones, but like all the meat. As if it was a chicken leg, but it's a rat.
But it's whole?
Yeah, it's a whole rat. You can eat around...
Well,
God damn it, just how much would it take you to eat a bunch of rat meat?
Well, it depends on if I have to eat his organs or not, too.
No, rat meat.
Oh, just the meat? Is the meat free from the bones?
Holy shit, just fucking
forget
Forget I asked.
No, this matters. Do I hold his corpse and eat the meat off of it? Or is the meat separate like a chicken breast that is fried separately and looks just like a cutlet?
Yes, that.
Well, you pay me, I don't know, $100?
Okay. All right. Everyone, I want you to tattoo this moment in your fucking mind because that's the proof that Brandon ate the hot dog at the airport. Right there.
No,
look no further.
If it's cooked rat meat, can't have a disease in it, can it?
It doesn't matter. It's gross. It's just like, okay, you can eat a wet toilet paper roll. There's no diseases in it. It's still gross.
If you fried it, it's going to be a lot easier going down.
I can't talk to you.
You got number 2, number 3, and number 4.
Yeah.
Let's move this along.
Okay.
Because there's some shit you're not going to get.
Subway's number 1.
Subway is number 1.
Knew it.
That's one you're going to get. Subway. It's the world's largest fast food chain by the number of locations. It has 42,431.
Yeah, and 41,000 of those are in gross-ass gas stations.
It started as Pete's Super Submarines in 1965 in Bridgeport, Connecticut. More than half of Subway's locations, so more than 21,000 locations, are in the United States. Now, their mascot, do you know where I'm going with this?
Jared from Subway?
It was Jared Fogle.
Yeah.
For the folks at home, now, Jared Fogle claimed years ago that he lost more than 200 pounds by eating Subway sandwiches, and he became their spokesperson. This fluffy, bespectacled nerd would get on TV and he showed a picture of him looking like a great big fat person and then holding out his pants, his old pants. He's holding them out and, he's holding them at arm's length. Now he's much smaller. And
we had to lose all that weight so he could chase kids better.
Yeah, and they made $1 billion with this guy. A reporter named Rochelle Herman Walrond, she developed somewhat of a relationship with Jared. She covered him for a story, and then they stayed in contact over the phone, texting and talking on the phone. And then he started talking saucy to her, and then he started talking filthy creepy to her. She wore a wire for the FBI and recorded Jared for over 4 years.
Oh my God. I didn't know this.
She caught him on recorded saying that he had had sex with underage girls, and he asked her to install a webcam in her kids' rooms so that he could watch them.
What is wrong with this asshole?
Well,
taking aside the completely fucking terribleness of the situation, which we all can acknowledge, how did this guy think this was going to go? Did he think she'd say, okay, I don't... He must
just be like completely consumed with it, unable to think about or concentrate on anything else. Why else would you start bringing it up to like, well, I don't know. Anyway, the FBI couldn't use that. They needed more substantive, whatever. They needed more evidence. But they later caught him because he was trading child pornography. And within, we're all familiar with the fact that he stepped down that day as the mascot for Subway. They parted ways that day. He was attacked a couple years ago in prison by an inmate who reportedly hates child molesters, which is a bold stance. Yeah. And he's willing to fight over it. And the majority of this information I got verified all of this stuff last night when I was doing my research. But originally, I got all of this information from the Dr. Phil's episode.
Oh, no.
Subway Sandwich King to Child Sex Scandal, Jared Fogel's Secret Audio Tapes.
Did they play the tapes?
Yeah, it was a 2-part Dr. Phil I watched with my wife, and it was shocking.
And how did Dr. Phil sound when he presented this information?
I can't believe what I'm hearing. How did you sit in the same room with this man who is Jared from Subway?
Dr. Phil, he just really wants to help people. He doesn't want to just use this for ratings for 2 weeks and play these disgusting fucking tapes. He's just really looking to help everybody out.
Now, I'll tell you what, you can put a tick on a dog's ear.
Okay.
That's it. He had an aneurysm after that.
Okay. Subway.
Yeah, they also make sandwiches at Subway.
Subway's really kind of given up on the whole healthy aspect, haven't they?
Yeah, they've recently started to steer their advertising towards like, these are all fresh, locally sourced ingredients rather than the health benefits, which I think everyone has seen right through. Somebody tried to sue Subway recently because their footlong was only 11 inches.
Jesus Christ.
The judge threw it out for being utterly worthless to consumers.
Speaking of utterly worthless to consumers, we want to thank everyone for listening to this show right now. And I want to tell you about another show that is a little more less worthless than ours, and that is the Up All Night podcast from the Private Island podcast group. And they cover the 90s horror anthology TV show, Are You Afraid of the Dark? I remember a clown episode that stuck with me for a long time when I was 9 years old. Anyway, if you are a fan of the TV show, Are You Afraid of the Dark? You're going to like this podcast. Here's their promo.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Up All Night, an Are You Afraid of the Dark podcast. We're your hosts. My name's Cortland.
And I'm Brandon.
And in our podcast, we take apart each episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark, scene by scene, and discuss it in detail. This show is prime early 90s Canadian acting at its best. Or, in some cases, worst. We're here to laugh our way through 7 seasons and 91 episodes. So whether you're a fan of the show...
Think with a verb.
That's hard dough. No mister. Accent on the dough.
Hi, Andy. Won't you come play with me?
Hey, we're just having a goof.
Or experiencing it for the first time.
We know there's nothing better than staying up all night with a scary story.
That's Up All Night. And Brandon, sometimes I'm up all night, tossing and turning, dreading the day when I have to get on the phone with you.
Well, you're in it. You're in the thick of it.
Yeah.
When you're going through hell, Winston Churchill said, just keep on going.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep on going.
Seems like bad advice. Should try to get the fuck out of there, but whatever.
Go get out of hell. Well, didn't we establish recently that hell's just in the middle of the Earth's core?
It's where it's the hottest. That's where the devil lives.
Beelzebub.
Beelzebub.
Listener of the show.
You got the top 4.
Panda Express.
No, Panda Express is way the fuck down there. Was that a real guess?
What's your deal? What do you have against Panda Express?
It's number 36 on the list with 1,900 locations.
Okay. Popeyes.
Way down on the list. It's number 25.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is even further down on the list. I'm sorry. Yes, it is. It is number 29.
Pizza Hut.
Pizza the Hut is number 6.
Knew it.
Because they have so many locations outside of the U.S. Now, Pizza Hut has 16,000 locations. They were founded in 1958 in Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita, their claims to fame are Pizza Hut and the fucking BTK killer.
And BTK, yeah. They brought back, they're one of the logos that brought back a retro version. They brought back the logo with the red roof on it earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza Hut also famous for the Book It reading program.
Of course.
Did you do that? Get your personal paying pizza for reading a shitload of books?
Absolutely not.
You didn't? You didn't participate?
I don't recall that.
Oh, well, when I was a kid, the Book It program, you read all these books and filled out this thing, and then you turned it in to some 16-year-old kid at Pizza Hut who doesn't give a shit, and you got your own personal pan pizza. And it was the only reason that many children learned to read.
So we have Pizza Hut to thank for all this.
Yeah, they also had a promotion in the late 80s at Pizza Hut where they gave away 4 exclusive Ninja Turtle VHS tapes. You could only get them at Pizza Hut. And we got 2 of them, and they were so bad that it's like they were like the lost episodes or they had the half-ass episodes. From like scene to scene, their headbands and stuff would be colored the wrong color, like green the same as their body, or just the wrong color altogether. And the actors, it was like they did one take and that's all they used. So the actors sometimes read their lines wrong and changed the whole meaning.
The Pizza Hut and whoever the hell makes the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are not a bunch of hacks. I mean, they're huge corporations, I'm sure. So how did this like pass all the tests and get out?
I remember as a kid being really confused because the Turtles save April O'Neil. And they ask her if she's okay. And she says, "I'm fine now, thanks to you." It's like the actress, read it wrong. It should have been, "I'm fine now, thanks to you." But I was baffled as a kid. Like, why is she so fucking pissed off at him? She's got to be sarcastic right after they just saved her from the shredder.
Women, am I right?
Yeah, I can't keep April O'Neil satisfied. How do you feel about Pizza Hut pizza?
It's not my go-to, but I have it every once in a while, and it's pizza.
It's edible.
It's edible, yeah.
It's just this side of edible. I agree.
Okay. I mean, pizza is pizza. I'm kind of like, if it's pizza, I'll fucking eat it. I mean, pizza can only be so bad. That's how I feel. But did you ever go in the Pizza Hut, KFC, Taco Bell combo restaurants?
Yep. I used to live in one.
Okay. I think you and Jared as well, pre-Subway. All right, I'm going to give another guess.
Yep.
Dunkin' Donuts.
I can't believe you got it, but yes, Dunkin'.
I knew it.
Is number 8 on the list. Now, it's not called Dunkin' Donuts anymore, I found out. This year, they dropped the donuts.
The fuck they did.
Subway's dropping Jared and their efforts to look fresh. Starbucks is getting rid of mermaid nipples. Kentucky Fried Chicken is afraid to talk about Kentucky and fried things.
Who can blame them?
Everybody's scared and they're changing their stuff. So Dunkin' Donuts they lost their donuts.
Did they say why?
They got 11,300 locations. Yeah, because they're trying not to be associated with donuts and unhealth. They're trying to position themselves more as a beverage-based company.
Healthy alternatives and like the health movement has like really increased the last 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Do you think being nasty and fat will ever be trending again? I don't mean physically, but just like eating whatever the fuck you want. You think that's going to ever be back in style, back in vogue?
Among older people, I think they'll start to celebrate it more. Like when baby boomers get in their retirement homes and stuff, they will have fast food places built into retirement communities. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
They'll celebrate it.
Well, speaking of celebrating, I love celebrating donuts.
That's it. That's all I got for Dunkin' Donuts.
Kind of shortchanging Dunkin' there.
There's not that much interesting about them.
They got donuts. What more do you need? Donut holes?
I mean, what are you going to say about a donut to get people,
That's all you got to say. Donuts here. People come running. If we gave away donuts, we'd have more listeners.
Well, we have more interesting topics to get to.
Okay. My next guess is going to be Domino's Pizza.
Can't believe it. You're breezing through this now. Domino's is number 7.
Knew it.
Now, Domino's has 15,000 locations. Quick, don't look. Off the top of your head, how many dots does the Domino's logo have on it?
5.
It's 3. Isn't it weird? I was asked that question as part of something else, like as part of some kind of brain teaser or something, and nobody could get it right. And everyone was positive that they were correct. They could see it in their mind's eye. But it's 3. They originally had 3 dots on their logo because they had 3 stores, and the owner was going to add a dot for each new store. But that would be a fucking stupid Domino now with more than 15,000 locations.
This guy wasn't very ambitious. If he was so sure he'd never have enough dots to fill up the dice.
He was going to open a maximum of 12 locations.
Domino's, I take Domino's over Pizza Hut. How about you?
I'll take Domino's over Pizza Hut since they changed their pizza.
Mm-hmm.
In 2009, they did a survey. There was a survey of customer taste preferences, and Domino's ranked last, tied with Chuck E. Cheese and poop.
You're fucking kidding. Poop?
No, just
I would love
Chuck
if they
E.
put
Cheese.
that on the goddamn survey.
Just Chuck E. Cheese is what they tied with. So they said, "Oh, fuck. we can't be tied with rat pizza. We got to reinvent this." So within just a few months, they stripped that pizza down to its underwear and built it back up into the pizza you love to eat today.
Chuck E. Cheese, I guarantee you he's a listener of the show, the mouse. And I can hear him right now shaking his fist yelling, "I'm a mouse, you son of a bitch, not a rat. It's mouse pizza.
I'm a mouse man." In 2016, a Domino's in New Zealand delivered the world's first pizza delivery by unmanned aerial vehicle. A drone delivered a pizza.
See, I'm okay with this too.
Now, do you remember from the 90s, late 80s and early 90s, the Domino's mascot, the Noid?
Nope.
I'm so excited for you to Google this. Google the Noid, N-O-I-D. The Noid was this little claymation guy, and he was a little booger that would fuck up your order. Domino's thing was that they get their pizza there.
Oh, he was a villain?
Yeah, he'd get the pizza there in 30 minutes or less. But the Noid he'd try to screw that up for everybody.
I hate it.
And the Noid was very popular. It spawned like a video game. I think I played a Noid computer game at one point called Avoid the Noid. Then a mentally ill guy goes by the name of Kenneth Lamar Noid held 2 Domino's employees at gunpoint, yelling that the Domino's owner had stolen his name. He demanded $100,000 and a getaway car. It was a white limousine.
Oh.
And then he asked them to make him a pizza, and while he was eating it, they escaped.
Is this real?
Yeah, that's totally real. And then in 1995, he committed suicide.
What year did he do the heist, or attempted heist?
I think it was 92.
And did he go to prison?
No, he went to a mental institution.
Okay.
Avoid the Noid.
Avoid the Noid. Jesus, that got dark quick.
Yeah. So that's Domino's.
I'm going to guess, is Panera fast food?
Panera is not in the top 10. It's on here somewhere. It's number 31.
Arby's.
No, Arby's is number 22.
Burger King.
Burger King. You're missing the king. Number 5 on the list.
Knew it.
Burger King. 17,796 location. Their mascot is that creepy king.
It's not anymore, is it? Didn't they kind of...
so.
Anyway.
No.
Yeah, I love the king.
Their new mascot is the Meatless Whopper. Have you heard about this?
Isn't it called the Impossible Whopper?
The Impossible Whopper, they call it. They did the impossible. They made a Whopper without any meat in it. And this is the research that I did today. I went, just for the purposes of reporting on this podcast, I went to Burger King and bought the Impossible Whopper to do a taste test.
And?
It was fine.
You wouldn't get it again?
Well, I just don't want a Whopper. But I wanted to see if it tasted impossibly like meat, and it does. It tastes so much like meat that I think they've made a mistake. I think they just should have not said anything and switched our Whopper without telling us.
And then we'd all be healthier over the next few decades.
Yeah. And then they could have said, see, you didn't need meat all along. And we would have gone, haha, you're right. You fucking got me.
Fucking rascal.
I had to go to 2 Burger Kings because the first one had sold out of Impossible Whoppers. And I said, that's not. She said, we're out of Impossible Whoppers. I said, it's not possible.
Fuck you for saying that.
So then I drove to another Burger King.
Yeah, and you knew where they all were. Just like the Impossible Whopper, it's kind of like Brandon's nickname, the Impossible Friend.
All right, now you got 2 more on this list.
Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr. is not up here. I think Carl's Jr. is rolled up into Hardee's, and it's number 13.
By the way, pick a fucking name, Hardee's / Carl's Jr.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box, not on here. Jack in the Box is number 27.
All right, you're going to have to give me some hints.
I'll tell you what, the last 2 on here are really difficult. One is an ice cream place.
Dairy Queen.
No, Dairy Queen is number 16.
Baskin Robbins.
Baskin Robbins, 7,500 locations.
I never would have guessed that.
Baskin Robbins is number 9. I would not have guessed it either. I very rarely go to a Baskin Robbins. They're started in 1945 by, you fucking guessed it, Burt Baskin and Irv Robbins.
Tim Robbins?
Have you ever heard 2 wider names than Burt Baskin and Irv Robbins? From Glendale, California.
Nick and Brandon?
Now, they actually have 43 flavors on their website right now. A bonus 8 flavors.
Does that mean I can sue them?
Well, you can only sue them if there's 30 or fewer.
Flavor overload?
Except your judge's going to throw that shit out for being utterly worthless. Did you know that President Obama spent the summer of 1978 scooping ice cream for Baskin Robbins? And probably smoking a lot of weed.
Yeah, and is that before or after he became a Muslim? And was that before or after he wasn't even born in the United States?
He spent the summer of 1978 scooping ice cream in Kenya. He didn't really.
By the way, I have issue with an ice cream place being lumped into the fast food category if all they serve is ice cream. Sorry. That's how I feel.
Sorry.
Hot take.
It was on here, though. Now, the last one is going to be almost impossible for you to guess unless I give you a very specific clue.
Give me...
And it still might be very different.
Okay.
It's pizza.
Little Caesars.
They don't have any of their own locations.
Is that because they franchise them all?
Yeah. They don't have a physical location.
Oh. Oh, that's not right.
They are located inside convenience stores, gas stations, country markets, sports arenas, and schools.
The Hunt Brothers or whatever?
Hunt Brothers Pizza is number 10.
Give me a break. This list is bullshit.
Isn't that insane? Hunt Brothers fucking Pizza is number 10. It has 7,300 locations. It has more locations than Taco Bell or Wendy's.
Yeah, I'm calling this list bullshit.
Have you ever had pizza from a gas station?
No.
I have.
And?
I've had breakfast pizza. That was great. I mean, this is like 15 years ago, and I think I was drunk, but it was good.
This is the kind of quality content our listeners come for.
I tried to find out some more about the Hunt Brothers. They seem like they're maybe pretty conservative as a company, like politically and kind of like Christian family values and stuff. That's all I could find out about the Hunt Brothers.
How come it's all pizza, burgers, and chicken on this list? How come there's no like mac and cheese fast food or?
Well, they got that at Kentucky Fried Chicken, at KFC. Crap.
Okay, so Brandon and I have had some pretty extreme technical difficulties here on Skype right at the end of this episode. So, lucky for you, the listeners, I'm going to wrap us up here by myself. And if there is any doubt as to why Brandon is the sidekick host, well, look no further, because I'm going to blame him for this. And only $100 to eat a fucking fried rat earlier? Come on. I mean, that's all you need. Hashtag #HotDogBrandon. So yeah, let's wrap this up. Here are the top 10 largest fast food restaurants based on the number of worldwide locations. Number 10, Hunt Brothers Pizza and all these convenience store locations. Number 9 is Baskin Robbins, which I would argue is not a real fast food place. Number 8 is Dunkin' Donuts, or just Dunkin' now, but it'll always be Dunkin' Donuts to me. Number 7 is Domino's. Number 6 is Pizza Hut. Number 5 is Burger King, also known as the BK Lounge. Number 4 is KFC, not Kentucky Fried Chicken, just KFC. Number 3 is Starbucks. I also put that on the iffy on the fast food label. Number 2 is McDonald's. Number 1 is Subway. That is the top 10 largest fast food restaurants in the world based on number of locations. And I hope you enjoyed this list because starting next week, we are in the month of October 2019. And for every episode in October, it's going to be a spooky theme or dark or, death or horror related. So you can look forward to that. If you do have any suggestions on that front, you can email those to tennishpod@gmail.com. You can also give us a shout out on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. You can follow us on all three of those at tennishpod. That's at 10ishpod. All right, I'm going to head out of here. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next week for Spooktober. We'd like to thank Kevin MacLeod for his song Hackbeat, which we found on incompetech.com for the official Tennis Podcast theme.